In an era of globalization, where borders seem increasingly porous, a new kind of journey is captivating the affluent elite birth tourism. Expectant mothers and fathers, hailing primarily from Russia and China, are crossing continents, not just for exotic vacations, but for something far more life-altering. They are seeking a different kind of souvenir, a coveted birth certificate. This document, particularly one issued by the United States, represents a golden ticket to a future filled with opportunity for their children. But this pursuit of a better life through birth tourism has ignited a firestorm of controversy, raising complex legal, ethical, and social questions that demand our attention. The rise of birth tourism speaks to the universal desire for a brighter future for one's children. It throws into sharp relief the vast global disparities in wealth, opportunity, and access to quality education and healthcare. As we delve deeper into this complex issue, we must grapple with the motivations driving this trend, the implications for both the countries of origin and destination, and the very essence of citizenship in an interconnected world. Birth tourism, in its simplest terms, is the practice of traveling to another country specifically for the purpose of giving birth. The goal? To secure citizenship for the child in the destination country, granting them access to a range of benefits often unavailable in their parents' homeland. This phenomenon is not new, but its scale and visibility have increased dramatically in recent years, particularly among affluent families in nations like China and Russia. The motivations driving birth tourism are as diverse as the families themselves. Some seek to escape political instability or economic hardship. Others are drawn by the allure of superior educational opportunities, advanced healthcare systems, and a wider range of freedoms for their children. Regardless of the specific reasons, birth tourism underscores a fundamental human desire to provide the best possible future for one's offspring, even if it means navigating legal gray areas and courting controversy. The United States has become a prime destination for birth tourism, particularly for expectant parents from China and Russia. Why? The answer lies in the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Ratified in 1868, the amendment's Citizenship Clause states that all persons born or naturalized in the United States, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States. This principle of birthright citizenship, a rarity in the developed world, acts as a powerful magnet for those seeking a more secure future for their children. The benefits of U.S. citizenship are vast and enticing. Children born in the U.S. have access to free public education, government-funded healthcare programs, and the right to live and work in the country without restrictions. Furthermore, they can sponsor their parents for green cards once they turn 21, creating a pathway to permanent residency and eventual citizenship for the entire family. It's this promise of a brighter future, anchored in the legal framework of the 14th Amendment, that fuels the birth tourism industry and draws expectant parents to American shores. Sunny Isles Beach, a glittering stretch of coastline just north of Miami, Florida, has emerged as a global epicenter of birth tourism. High-rise condominiums with ocean views cater to a growing clientele of expectant mothers, primarily from Russia and China. Luxury apartment complexes, often dubbed baby hotels, offer specialized packages designed to cater to every need of these expectant travelers. The appeal of Sunny Isles Beach is multifaceted. Beyond its idyllic beaches and warm climate, the city boasts a well-established network of businesses catering specifically to the birth tourism market. Doctors, lawyers, translators, and even shopping malls have adapted their services to accommodate the influx of international clientele. The city has become a microcosm of the birth tourism phenomenon, showcasing both its economic impact and the complex social dynamics it creates. Section 5. The economics of birthright, costs, profits, and local impact. Birth tourism is a multi-billion-dollar global industry, and the United States reaps a significant share of those profits. Expectant parents shell out tens of thousands of dollars for travel, accommodation, medical care, and legal services. These expenditures inject money into local economies, supporting businesses ranging from airlines and hotels to hospitals and restaurants. However, the economic impact of birth tourism is not without its critics. Some argue that the influx of birth tourists strains local resources, particularly in areas with high concentrations of these travelers. Concerns about overcrowded hospitals, overburdened schools, and increased pressure on social services have fueled debates about the true cost of birth tourism and whether the economic benefits outweigh the potential burdens. As Section 6, the 14th Amendment on trial legal challenges and ethical dilemmas. The practice of birth tourism has sparked fierce legal and ethical debates in the United States. While the 14th Amendment guarantees birthright citizenship, the question of whether it was intended to cover children born to parents who are not legally present in the country remains a subject of intense contention. Opponents of birth tourism argue that it exploits a loophole in the legal system, allowing parents to circumvent immigration laws and secure citizenship for their children through what they perceive as a technicality. They call for stricter enforcement of visa regulations and even propose amending the Constitution to clarify the definition of birthright citizenship. Proponents, however, counter that birth tourism is a legitimate exercise of constitutional rights and that denying citizenship to children born on U.S. soil would be discriminatory and unconstitutional. Section 7. A global debate. Voices of support and calls for reform. The debate surrounding birth tourism extends far beyond American borders. In countries like Russia and China, where affluent citizens are increasingly seeking foreign citizenship for their children, the trend has ignited conversations about national identity, brain drain, and the responsibilities of wealth. Some view birth tourism as a symptom of broader societal ills, pointing to the lack of opportunities and freedoms in their home countries as the driving force behind this phenomenon. Others criticize those who engage in birth tourism, accusing them of abandoning their homeland and seeking unfair advantages for their children. The global debate highlights the complexities of globalization, the enduring allure of American citizenship, and the challenges of regulating human mobility in an interconnected world. Section 8. The human face of birth. Tourism, stories from mothers and children. Behind the legal arguments and political rhetoric lie the human stories of those most directly impacted by birth tourism, the mothers who make the arduous journey and the children who grow up straddling two cultures. Understanding their experiences is crucial to developing a nuanced perspective on this complex issue. For many mothers, the decision to engage in birth tourism is driven by a deep love for their children and a desire to provide them with opportunities they themselves may never have had. They endure the challenges of pregnancy and childbirth far from home, often navigating language barriers and cultural differences. Their children, born into a world of dual citizenship, face the unique challenges and rewards of straddling two cultures, navigating questions of identity, belonging, and allegiance. Section 9. Beyond the headlines. Addressing the root causes. To fully address the challenges posed by birth tourism, we must look beyond the headlines and grapple with the root causes of this global phenomenon. Why are so many families, particularly from developing nations, willing to risk so much for a chance at a better life for their children? Factors such as economic inequality, political instability, limited access to quality education and healthcare, and a lack of opportunities for upward mobility all contribute to the allure of seeking a brighter future elsewhere. Addressing these systemic issues within countries of origin is crucial to curbing the demand for birth tourism and fostering a more just and equitable world where families feel hopeful about their children's futures within their own borders. Section 10. Finding common ground. A path forward in the birth tourism debate. The birth tourism debate is often characterized by polarized viewpoints, with little room for nuance or compromise. However, finding common ground is essential to developing effective and ethical solutions. This requires open and honest dialogue, acknowledging the valid concerns of all stakeholders. Strengthening visa enforcement, addressing fraudulent practices within the birth tourism industry, and promoting greater transparency are all steps in the right direction. Ultimately, finding a sustainable solution requires balancing the rights of individuals with the responsibilities of nations in an increasingly interconnected world. Section 11. Join the conversation. What are your thoughts on birth tourism? The birth tourism debate raises complex questions about citizenship, opportunity, and the very meaning of belonging in a globalized world. It's a conversation that demands our attention, our critical thinking, and our empathy. What are your thoughts on birth tourism? Share your views and join the global conversation.